Liverpool. Liverpool. Liverpool.
Oh.
Spain. Yeah.
Hey Thierry, how are you?
Hi, okay?
Yeah, good, thank you, my friend. How are you?
Good. Sorry, just sorting out my hair.
That's the weirdest intro to a call I've ever had, my friend.
Welcome to Cherry's World.
hey, each to their own, my friend. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Literally. But it's been all right. I've been working for this whole day, so it's different.
Nice. Well, look, I appreciate you taking the time to chat, and yeah, I guess really this call is a bit more of a discovery, right? I think really it's about finding out a bit more about you, the business, where you're at. I'll turn my camera off as well. Oh, you can leave yours on? Yeah, cool.
Yeah. That's all good.
Yeah,
That's all good.
that's all good. Yeah, and I just find out a bit more about sort of the business and sort of what it is you're up to, and then I guess how we can feed into that and try and help you more of what you do and generate more and all that good stuff. So tell me a little more about the business, like what it is that you do and yeah, and then I can sort of fill in the gaps.
Fair enough. So, in general, I'm an independent partner with Gary Walker. So Gary Walker is a sourcer. He
Yeah.
was a real estate agent. He started very early, since 2011. So he's been in the, if I can say, property game and industry for the last 14 years now. I've joined him only about a few months ago as a sourcer as well. So that's my independent job is in sub sourcing. So as you must know already, I find property deals or speak to real estate agents. Spend time online on Facebook, Gumtree, LinkedIn, like various different platforms
For sure.
to kind of match properties and landlords to potential investors that would then pay me a sourcing fee per casual standards.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. No, that makes complete sense. I spoke to a lady 3 weeks ago, in exactly the same position. And he just started out. So no, I understand the concept well. And how long have you said you've been with him now? Remind me, sorry.
So with Gary itself, probably about a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably a year or so. But I've been only been active for the last 3-4 months really.
Cool.
So so far, because I kind of always had an idea of getting to property, kind of depended a bit because I do also a bit of trading on the side, and I'm a manager in a restaurant from Monday to Friday. So it's balancing all of that. So now I've come back on the restaurant. Just lean back, of course, just kind of hours as well, low labor cost, and I've it's the all accumulation of trying to free myself some more for my kind of like value per time because I feel like very robotic per casual London standard.
Yeah.
I feel like every day can be very repetitive, if I can say.
I agree.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in London are you based?
So currently now I'm just in Shoreditch.
Okay, cool. Not far from where I used to live. I used to live in Leytonstone. So yeah, just around the corner.
Literally. Literally. Funny enough. Where about you? Where are you now?
So I live in a place called Galston, which is right on the east coast. Right. So I'm a 10-minute walk from the beach. So you couldn't get two more polar opposite places to live.
Yeah, but I mean it's good though. You know what I mean? You have a nice air, and I feel like you have more time breathing when you're around space.
It's definitely a much more like relaxed way of lifestyle, and it's I agree with you. Like that London rat race, right? It's constant. Literally. Every day rolls into one. Whereas here, it's so quiet. It's like people are almost laying down. It's that quiet here, right? Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
You feel your days. It's good though. It's good.
Yeah, no, it is. It's cool. It's cool. Okay. So in terms of the business then and what sort of thing you're looking to do, I guess you want to generate more opportunities, right? You want to generate more leads to then be able to connect people together and sort of do that. Like, yeah, what are you looking for?
So the way because the way I understood it was more of the to kind of debrief me to the AI. It's like how you can evolve into it. Because the issue with me is that in general I want to say I'm much of a high tech person, if I can say so. If you're talking directly to me about programming, it's going to be a very different concept. Yeah. If you're talking to me about maybe like using the product or do you know what I mean, or reusing the actual products, so this is why I was mainly a bit curious as well. And I got a few was it Tom? I don't know if you heard of Tom Wade.
No, I don't think I have.
He did because I keep getting emails as well from Tom Wade. It was like about again AI. So I'm starting to really question, maybe as we know, every generation got their own gold rush. AI seems to be a really big gold rush of a time. Sorry, I just got a message from my phone.
Very good.
So yes, I do believe that with the gold rush of the AI, in essence, I should still have a foot in it or be using it in some type of way or form.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, please go.
Yeah, no, I think like from like a technical standpoint, right? I think AI AI is a big buzzword, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It can be
I think
anything.
everyone goes, "Oh, I use AI," but how are you actually using AI, right? Like, are you using it properly? There's many different lengths. I used to work in the tech sector before I started working with Farouz, right? So I understand that. So I guess from our standpoint and from a marketing standpoint, we sort of have two routes, right? So we have people that are looking for investors for projects they're working on, so people that actually want to invest money in their project, and we do that still via the old school route of using LinkedIn, and yeah, there's an automation element, but it's mainly sort of connecting and building networks. So actually that doesn't utilize much tech in that respect, just more targeted. From your side of things, I guess what we want to do is we want to give you more opportunities to source and sort of connect people together. So same conversation I had with the lady a few weeks ago was how we probably do that is through like targeted advertising. So Facebook ads, right? So I guess with the Facebook advertising piece, the technical side and what you can actually achieve is probably it's changed a hell of a lot over the last few years. And like the paid ad, I always think paid ads is like an art form. You're either really good at it, you either understand, like I understand it and I can walk someone through it. But if you ask me to set up a campaign, I couldn't do that. There's people that are far more technical than me. And I think the thing with paid advertising is you can, if it's not done correctly, you can lose a lot of money very, very, very fast. So that's why I speak to people. I'm very conscious in telling them, paid ads is an art form. And when people know how to do it really well, they're very successful. And we've got loads of case studies and, all that sort of jazz for people we've worked with, leads that we generate. My question for you is, what in terms of sourcing fee, what are you charging? I just want to work out some rough numbers, so then as we're talking through this, I can
So yeah, of course, as you should, even as it stands from. So in general, because I'm as a partner with Gary, we charge a $3,000, so it'd be a 3,000 sourcing fee.
Okay.
We can be flexible before in general, so rarely we can go 3,500. We rarely tend to do that. We tend to try to stick to the fairness of the 3,000 and the general kind of like all around value that's being expressed by other deal sources. To say sometimes we can renegotiate, work out some lower sourcing fee, but in general, that will be what we go for. I would say the last few weeks, I had about maybe 4 deals. A couple of them didn't fall through because of landlord just deciding that they're not really arrived the company led, they're not too comfortable. And then just the casual left and right of the actual game, if I can say.
Yeah, for sure.
So in general, I'll say like probably about $4,000, $4.5 a month, I guess. You can I'll say, if you want to go on like a general kind of like average, if I can say.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess in terms of if I gave you 10 high quality leads, how many of those do you think you'd close? That's a really ambiguous
following
question.
stats, I'll probably say 7. Yeah. With following general stats, I'll say maybe 6, 7. That's with like if they're if they're on the toes, if everybody signed the agreement straight, if they if nobody if the investor don't ghost, if the landlord is still in corners, if the heads of term and NDA has been signed, and if everything is gone through and then everybody's really serious and not trying to waste any time, then potentially 7. I want to try aim for 10, which would be wonderful, but
for sure.
Hey, aim for the best, prepare for the worst.
It gives me a good baseline to work from. So I know some of the numbers that were quoted for the lady a few weeks ago was sort of we would be looking to generate sort of 10 to 12 good leads every month. For her. Sometimes that may be more, it may be slightly less at 7, 8, it could be 20. I think the key thing to mention is obviously the way that we do the paid advertising. I'll run you through a little thing in a second, but the paid advertising route, it's done through a targeting metric, right? So I guess you have the bit that people see, right? So you have the graphic, the imagery, the video, whatever it may be. You have the wording, it sort of complements, it speaks to people. That's the idea, right? So people click, they fill out their information, you get those leads, and then obviously what you do with them next is completely up to you. The way in which we target the right people, we do that through various different targeting metrics. So the work that you do at the moment, is it mainly London based? Is that where you tend to get most of your work, or?
So I do work on a free specific area base,
Okay.
but I tend to be quite flexible then when it comes to investor making a request.
Yeah.
So in general, I will be in Brighton, Manchester, Liverpool, and London.
Okay.
So this will tend to be with Birmingham again, because I see a lot of traffic going to with Birmingham. So I tend to always try to look for good Birmingham deals after due diligence and etc.
Okay. All right.
To say that, that in general I would say that. But if I had to try to be more targeted, like you just drawn out, I would say, like London, Birmingham, like definitely London or Birmingham, one of these two areas.
No,
and I'm probably Brighton. That's just, sorry to cut you off there again.
No.
It's just Brighton, because I got so many deals in Brighton now that I'm literally every day I'm looking for investors in Brighton.
Yeah.
Literally, I got about 15 deals in Brighton. Two from the same Mr. Real Estate that drop me the message every 2-3 days asking me, how is it going? Did you manage to get anyone? That's just in essence because we also build that relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
Build that relationship with them. So, we kind of always trying to give each other heads up, like check back on how's it going, what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
that's cool. Okay, no, that makes sense. Well, that's how we would approach it, right? So we would say, right, let's think of some areas. Let's think of, and then what you do is you then filter by various metrics. So, for example, you can even filter by people that are going through a divorce, which I think is mad, right? How Facebook knows that is crazy. How Meta ads is mad. But you get things like buyer distress signals. People that maybe are looking to sell their homes immediately.
Okay.
You might have people that are looking to rent a property. People maybe are looking at certain key search terms. The benefit we have is with MintLook is where, so Farouz, who started the business, she worked in property for many years. That's all we do, right? So we only focus on the property sector. That's the big differentiator, because we're not doing marketing for John, who lives around the corner, who's got a building trade. Do you know what I mean? And
fair enough.
And and this woman down here who's selling knitted jumpers. We're doing, what we do is just purely property. So when markets change, like when they brought in like the Renters Act, when they had all the rental changes of the Act, even when they had the stamp duty changes, that obviously changed like the campaigns we were running, because our clients needed to pivot very quickly. So I think that's the key thing. So as stuff happens in the property market, we are on top of that. So we sort of maneuver as we need to. So, but I guess, so what we would do is we would pick some locations. We would look at some ads, potentially look at some of the offerings and maybe some of the investors that you got and who wants what. And then the idea being is that we would then target the people that we think are going to be very good fit for that. Okay. You can obviously then qualify them and then I guess do your piece and match them together. That's the idea is you obviously, like you said, you go through Gumtree, you're going through Facebook, you're going through all these places. Like, that's great, right? And you continue doing that. Like, you don't ever stop doing that, because that is another strand of revenue for the business.
Literally.
This is your secondary strand, which is more of the stuff that comes to you. So if you've got your proactive piece you're doing, and then you've got leads coming to you, you would like to think that obviously your opportunity for revenue then increases.
Because of course, the more opportunity, the better.
Yeah, for sure. You're just hedging your bets. The best way to put it is you're hedging your bets in multiple different locations, right? And I think that's important. So let me just...
it's always good to spread your risk. I'm a big believer in spreading risk.
No, for sure. You have to, right? And I think that's the important bit. And some people, I think with the paid ad space, especially, people think, well, if I stick an ad out, I'm going to generate millions. I wish it was that simple, because if it was, I'd be doing it. In the nicest way possible, I would be doing it, right? It's part of a bigger plan, which people need to remember. So let me just quickly show you this. Yes. That's okay. Right. Can you see my screen?
Yep. I'll just turn as well, just so I can see it.
Yeah, no, that's all good. I'll send you this anyway after the call, so you can have a proper read through. But the idea being is basically this goes through sort of the meta ads piece and how we do what we do. So, as I said, we focus specifically on the property market, and we effectively help people secure leads and deals and, you know, opportunities for them to make revenue. As you said, obviously you charge a sourcing fee, so you're playing that connector part. Our idea would be to put you in front of the people that you can then connect with the investment network that you've got, or whatever it may be that you're looking for. The reason why we use it is because, like I said, you've got a number of people still using these social channels. I guess a lot of people who are on there tend to be slightly older, in their sort of late 20s, early 30s, maybe slightly older, who own properties or whatever it may be. Most of those people tend to be using platforms like this still. They're probably a little bit not really TikTok centric. But like I said, it also allows us to really focus and sort of target people. This is what I was talking about, sort of like
targeted audience.
Target audience. So you can go real high level, right? You can select location, you can do all that sort of stuff, and that's real high level. But then here, like, you can go into distressed sellers looking for quick sales. It could be tired landlords who are ready to exit underperforming rentals. Could be families that are handling probate or inherited properties. Well, you know, that might be a good opportunity for someone to purchase if they're looking to get out of something. Landlords, for example, like you said, people that maybe want to sell their property to someone else and they can move on. We can do that through a meta ad strategy.
Does it actually, would you be going for companies as well? Because most of would it be like, as in, because you know I know you just spoke about like on the targeted audience, like bank, like would you be associated to banks? Would you know what I mean, would the ads also be reaching out to like major corporation?
If I'm honest, I'm not too sure. It's not something I've ever focused on or looked at. Most of this is like direct, what they would class as like direct to vendor. So we would be going directly to the people that are looking to either exit or sell a property or do something like that. But I can ask the question for you. Like I said, it's not something that has come up, but I can ask for you.
Fair enough.
And then, like I said, the creative. So we do all this great stuff, right? We go through, we do all the targeting, all the ads, and it's fantastic. But we still need to remember the bit that people see. Yeah. So how we would do this is we would run an advert from. Have you got a Meta page or a Facebook page that you use? Like
I have a Facebook page. I do believe this is where it reached out to me.
Yeah. So what we would do is we would effectively take hold of that Facebook page and we would run the adverts through there. So firstly, it's like a brand building exercise. So get to know who you are. But equally at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to talk about some of the bits that you're doing. So here, like where we've done this sort of next step home buyer, so they were an estate agent. We've done letting agents. We've done deal sourcers. Like if you give me a section of the property world, we've probably covered it. But the idea being is we create good visual graphics and stuff that brings people in. It's very short, sharp, and sweet, not reams. People can digest that quick, and then they might click learn more or interested. Then that generates a lead off the back. So the way we build strategy, so we do a briefing discovery. So obviously me and you have a conversation now. If it would be of interest, then what we do is we pass it over to the guys in the team. They're the technical guys. They understand how to build these campaigns and do them properly. We then go through that sort of audience and strategy piece, creative development, building the ads. Once everything's set in stone, we're like, right, cool, we've got everything we need. You're happy, we're happy. Now let's launch the ad.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, the idea being is we monitor it daily. That's the key thing with paid ads. You can't just set up an advert and let it go. You have to be monitoring it daily because you need to understand how it's performing. Is it hitting the right people? Are you generating enough leads? And if it's not, we have to tweak. So actually what we find is some of the ads that we start with, they look very different after about 2 or 3 weeks because what we've done is we've gone on that journey of them being able to help them. We say usually you see a return, you start seeing leads coming in within the first sort of 5 to 7 days. So it takes about a week. That way we're doing some tweaking, we're making sure it's hitting the right people. And then the leads are delivered straight into your inbox. So it's as simple as that. It's quite funny, right? That you run an ad, you wake up in the morning, you've got 3 or 4 people to ring.
Fair enough. Okay. Sorry, but when you said our Facebook page, did you mean the actual page with content I uploaded, just my Facebook profile?
Yeah. Have you got a page with like I guess a bit more of like a business centric page?
Yeah. No. I don't. Literally, that's the one thing I've been trying to work toward. Funny enough.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Well, we can help you. We can help you set one of those up and make sure it's branded correctly, make sure it looks good. Because ultimately what you'll find with, there might be a lot of people on the paid ad side who they may click the paid ad and do the necessary, which then obviously generates you a lead. But equally, you might find people will just click, go through to your page, and they may follow your page. So that's why it's a bit more of a brand building exercise as well.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Our target is to obviously generate you leads, but secondly, behind that is then the brand that comes with it.
Yeah, yes. Just making sure that your name is out there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because the idea is what you want to be able to do is create something that's longevity, right? So whether you stay with us for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, however long, at the end of that, you want to have built something, at least have something to show for that, as well as revenue, right? And then the good thing with the paid ad side is more around sort of the performance metrics and the numbers. So you get to see things like cost per lead, so how efficiently we're generating inquiries, click-through rates, impressions and reach, return on ad spend, so we can show you exactly what it looks like, response time, so time from the lead generation. That's the biggest thing I think a lot of places struggle with, is when they get a lead, what do they do with it? That tends to be the thing. So once a lead drops into your account, how quickly are you engaging with them? Whether that's a message,
a lot of people leave.
Email.
Literally, a lot of people leave money on the table like that.
They do, right? And ultimately, you need to engage these people quickly. You need to understand their interest, get them enthused, build that rapport with them, so that then you start getting ahead of the game.
Literally.
Then there's geo-targeting. So like I said, we focus on sort of where it matters. So we can go something really, really focused, really central, whether that's just London. We can focus on 3 or 4 locations. We could focus on somewhere in America. It doesn't really matter. That's the beauty of the meta ads, is that we're able to focus on different areas. But the idea is here, like I said, we reach motivated sellers. So like landlords, probate owners, qualified buyers, so really dependent on sort of the types of, and this is what we would go over in the discovery and strategy call with you, is talk to us about your ideal client base. Talk to us about the what you're looking to generate, the people you want to get in front, and we'll help you do that. That's the idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then there's some examples of we work with a slightly different to you, but we work with property investors. Yeah, we've got a whole deck of case studies of different people that we've worked with, quite a few deal sources, which is good. So at least I can show you some of the answers for that. Yeah, and then just the normal sales bit, which is why work with us, and it's probably because we literally just work in property. It's as simple as that. Like I said, we're not doing it for your local plasterer, bricklayer, boiler man. This is literally what we do. We just do property, so it does give us an advantage from the respect that we do get to actually understand the market. And also, I think what we've started to do now, which is really cool, is if we're running a campaign for yourself in London and it's going really, really well, we then start to look at what other campaigns we're running up and down the country. So then, we're sort of learning from everyone at one time, which is cool. So yeah, mate, that's it really. As simple as that.
You must be, but how many of them do you do? Like how many times do you like do an interview like this?
How many times do I do it? Probably 15, 20 times a week.
Wow. Yeah, you must know this by heart. You must have, yeah, fair enough.
Do you know what, my friend? All this is very similar to you, right? It's just building a rapport with someone. It's just having a conversation, isn't it? Right? And I'm very open and pragmatic in my thought process of just being able to say to people yeah, I can help you, or I've had some calls where someone's told me, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the person you should talk to. I'm just not.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not wasting your money. It's pointless. At the same time, and on the topic of money, it's not paid advertising. Like I said, it's an art form. It's not. It's the most expensive form of advertising there is. So when you're, this is not connecting with people on LinkedIn organically and clicking the connect button. This is targeted technical campaigns that convert. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. How long would you say it takes? You said 5 to 7 days to get it up and running.
So you can once you get all the content done, I reckon you would start to see leads. The earliest we've seen it sometimes is 3 or 4 days. Maximum time is 7. So I'd say an average is probably 4 to 5 days, and you start to see a steady flow of leads coming through. I think for you, I said when I was talking to Farouz about the other lady, she was based Reading way, so just outside of London.
Okay.
They were chucking ideas around sort of 12 to 15 leads a month. Which is cool. Like I said, we don't physically qualify the leads that we send to you, right? So that's one thing to mention. However, I think with the filtering mechanisms and the way we set the ads up and the things we do, we're confident the quality of the leads that we send is
qualifiable.
Yeah. You know, like obviously there's going to be the odd one, right? People, and that is just a reality, unfortunately. However, I would say 95% of what you receive is ready to go. It's a good conversation. It is literally just going to be how quickly you engage people.
Yeah, but would you? So when we get them, would you then send us? Would they have an idea of where we're coming from? I'm assuming you would send them. Like they would have clicked on the ad, or
yeah. So what they would have done is they would have clicked on an advert. So you can have it two ways. Either you can have people click interest and it sends you their details and then you can call them, or what you can do is you can have a filtering mechanism. So it will ask them a series of questions before it gets to you. So providing they and you make it mandatory, so they have to fill out the questions before they send it to you. So your line to them is, hey, you know, you filled out a form with an advert, just register an interest, talk about this. This is, I just thought I'd give you a ring. This is what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? So people already have an idea. I've done this previously working with a couple of other businesses where, and it's that sort of thing. So you're calling people that have filled out lead generation forms, and the conversation's really, if you call people quick enough and don't leave them 5 or 6 days to forget about it, most people will go, oh yeah, I remember filling that out, and the conversation is so different. It's so different.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, if they feel, even if they spend the time filling it in, they must have kind of like a back foot toward really choosing it. So fair enough. Oh, okay, that's good. But so wait, so how we moving on from here?
Yeah, so I guess really, in terms of, I guess we need to talk about costing, right? I think that's obviously that's important. We need to cover, unfortunately, the nitty gritty bit. So we do a pricing model, which is, it's split into two. So you have your monthly management fee. So what that means is that's all of the setup, that's all of the creative. Obviously, we'll help you with the Facebook page thing. Then that's the management daily. That's reporting every week. That's the thing I like. You get to see what it's doing, and you can have access to the dashboard anyway because it's on your Facebook. So that in itself is £2,000 a month for the management fee. Our advert spend is then separate. So minimum ad spend is £500, right? And for that, we think we can generate between 10 and 15 leads a month. Was on average is what Farouz was quoting for the other lady who's doing the deal sourcing, very similar to yourself. Now, we've got some people that spend £5,000 a month. We've got some people that have always stayed at £500. Sometimes the more money you spend does not mean you get more leads. The two sometimes don't work in parallel. I think some people think, oh, well, you know, obviously the more budget you have, the bigger area you can cover, right? So obviously you listed off sort of 5 locations. Separate that with a £500 budget would be very tough. So I would say what we would do is we'd focus on maybe 2 key areas. I think you said, you know, so Brighton was a very good place for you, wasn't it? And that's sort of and then maybe London, right? So there's areas. If all of a sudden it starts to turn and you're raking it in, it might then get to a point where you go, actually, I want to expand that out maybe to Birmingham. Okay, so what does that mean? So I think that's the key thing to tell people is sometimes spending more does not mean you get more.
That's a very good business mindset.
Yeah, it's a weird concept, but the idea is you can spend 10 grand. If the ads are poor, they're never going to convert. You spend £500, you get hundreds of leads. It just depends on how it's set. So, but yeah, so that's what we charge. So it's £2,000 a month for the ad spend, so the management fee, £500 a month for the ad spend, and then we do a guarantee as well, which I'll send you, which is around sort of, you know, if we don't generate so many leads in a set period of time, then we give you your money back. So we're confident. We're confident we can generate that. So, but yeah, I guess that's me putting all my cards on the table. I can send you some more info.
Yeah, I was gonna say, could I also get like a kind of idea of the product so that I want to add a few ads that I can kind of also look into?
Yeah, I'll see
how it looks, kind of. Or if I have one, you can show me now, even.
Yeah, let me have a look and see what I have.
I mean, I'll be honest. Some of putting cards on the table.
Yeah, go.
Probably won't be something I go through today, right here, right now. Or
no. It's all good.
Honestly, most likely, because right now I know the market's a bit tense, so it's going to be a bit annoying, kind of like double tagging in and also investing in the research that, you know, that's quite new to me, that I have no kind of like, if I can say, strong knowledge in.
Yeah, for sure.
But to say that, or realistically, especially because I'm still with Gary Walker Property, into like I actually register my own, because I'm not fully basically compliant on myself yet.
Yeah,
So until I register my full own company, go through my own HMRC, register for HMRC, and do all the paperwork, that's definitely something I look into. Like that. That's something I say literally, because I've only been worrying, and like I said in the beginning, I've been wanting to get to know more about adding and building your image and promotions. You know, but I'm very quite basic ground on it. So I'm just texting it, putting things in the group chats. Yeah, it's just very basic.
The brand thing is super important, right? And I think this is the interesting bit is, like I said, you want to generate the leads. That's why you're doing it, right? That's why you're putting the money in. That's why you do the ad spend. The bit beyond that is, like I said, the people that don't, and it's the bit people fail to realize. Reach 1,000 people, 10 of those may come back to you at some point.
Literally,
and may never have clicked.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, it's a numbers game, and it is. And I think, like I said, from the targeting, what I'll do is I'll get Farouz to send me. She has one deck, I know she does, which has a deal sourcing specific portfolio. I will send that to you. I will send that to you. I will send you the meta ads thing, and I'll send you our generic portfolio as well, just so you've got that. But honestly, do like I said, do the research and have a look through. It's it'll blow your mind, like with the paid ads thing and sort of how it works and what it does. But I'll send that across to you. Have a read through it, and then if you have any questions or there's anything else, just drop me a WhatsApp, and I'll be happy to help you. And then, like I said, whether it's right now, whether it's in a month, whether it's in a year, anytime, always drop us a message, and we can see how we can help and continue chatting for sure.